Hello my loves, welcome back to another video. This video was inspired by my jewelry tour. While I was rewatching and editing it, I was thinking, you do need some really great staple jewelry pieces to wear with your outfit, but a couple of more important things are bags and shoes. And as you know by the title of this video, I will be reviewing my most worn bags, my most useful bags, as in the best purchases, bags that I recommend or don't recommend you spending your money on. Again, it's just my personal opinion. And yeah, sidebar, I got a haircut. I don't know if you guys could tell, and the lady kind of chopped off a lot of inches. I am a curly headed girl, so when it's not straight, it's much shorter, so it's back up to here. And this is what I get for cheating on my hairstylist. There's this Brazilian man who's amazing, and he always cuts my hair to the T. And I remember I had walked in on his salon maybe like 6 years ago, and my hair was like up to here, and I was like, I don't know why I chopped off my hair. It was like one of those spiritual moments where you're like, I'm gonna cut off all of the dead stuff in my life, and my hair was super dead, so I had cut off a lot. Anyway, long story short, he was like, don't worry. He like kind of taught me how to take care of my hair, how to straighten it properly without damaging it, and he was the person who always trimmed my hair for me. I was in a rush because my life has been so chaotic lately, and then I was like kind of upstate with my boyfriend, and I was like, oh, let me just go to the salon, I'm just gonna get a trim. Big mistake. Anyway, I mention this because I've always dealt with hair issues. I've actually grown up with trichomania. If you guys don't know what that is, it's kind of like an OCD, hair pulling. If you guys want to talk about that, and I know that this channel is mostly like luxury lifestyle, travel, luxury, pieces, jewelry, clothes, shoes, bags, and all of that beautiful fun stuff. While it is an outlet for that, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have because we've all been through life, right? But without further ado, I have here all of my bags laid out next to me. I am ready to show them to you guys, and let's get into it. So I was wondering if I should do this in chronological order or if I should just whatever. I'm gonna try my best, but sometimes my memory is gonna like get to me. However, the first bag that I have here is my Ferragamo shoulder bag. Now this is my first luxury purchase. You can see it has like the silver Ferragamo buckle, and it's just like a beautiful spacious shoulder bag. It really gives Y2K vibes, I'd say. This I had purchased in 2018, 2017. There was a sample, no, it has to be 2018 because I was working at Montclair at the time in Soho. So there was the 260 sample sales, and if you're from New York, you know that they're always going to have a sample sale for something, and sometimes they have a multi-designer event. And I remember during my lunch break, because it was literally like one corner away, my friend had pulled me and she was like, oh my God, there's a sample sale. Do you want to go with me? And I had never spent money on bags. Like if you go to my Instagram and you scroll down, you'll see that I never thought to purchase luxury bags. I don't come from money at all. I could never even fathom. I never even thought about it. She gave me the bag bug. It bit me once I went into that sample sale. I was just looking around, and then I was like, okay, this is kind of attainable. I do believe I purchased this for maybe $200. I fell in love with it. I just love the blue color because I do love blue, but I do think that it can be worn a lot. And I remember and it's adjustable, by the way. Plus, when you're a short girl, which I learned throughout the years of bag purchases, you want something that could be adjustable, or you want to know how it's going to fit in your space. You don't want it to be so long by your waist. It has held me down. It has kept its shape, this beautiful leather. And from there is kind of when I got into these luxury bags. Okay, so after the Ferragamo bag, still I am working at Montclair, and one of my girlfriends, her name was Donna. She's almost like my fashion soulmate. Everything that we kind of set our eyes on, I'll go ahead and post it, and she'll be like, oh my God, I love that. Or she'll go post something and I'm like, get out of here, I was just looking at that. Now, the Ferragamo $200 sample sale bag was a huge dent in my pocket already at that time. So can you imagine my second bag? It was a Louis bag called the Cite bag, I believe. But I do remember Donna, she was like coming into work one day and she had on the artsy Louis Vuitton bag. And I was like going crazy looking for it, and I thought it was so amazing and so cool because it wasn't the Neverfull. Not that I have anything against the Neverfull. I just kind of see it as like a soccer mom bag. I just don't think it's flattering, especially now that I am, sorry, I just got a message. Especially now that I have realized how to dress for my body, being as short or as small as I am. I do not love big totes. With that being said, I had purchased the Cite bag because the artsy was, even if I was to find it like on the real, it was constantly like 1,800, almost 2,000, even for a used one. Now, this Cite has been reintroduced. However, when I purchased this bag, it was 2019 off of the real, and it was so spacious. I loved the long handle of everything that I can put inside of it. However, I do not regret this bag, but if you can see the strap, let me go ahead and just put my mic here. If you can see the straps, this bag kind of gets, and like a lot of Louis Vuitton bags, you can see that there's a lot of water damage, and that's my fault. I've taken it out into the rain. This was slightly damaged already. I do believe I only bought this for like $600 at the time, but she's my baby. I still use her a lot. She's more of like a work bag for me now. I kind of throw in like my laptop and a book and a water bottle, maybe a protein bar, some of my makeup, my charger, and I run around. She fits a lot. Sometimes I have to keep it open if I'm gonna keep the laptop in. However, I do not recommend keeping a laptop in. I would just hold it in my hand because the straps are not as durable as you may think. Over time, they can kind of run or get ruined or rip a little bit or kind of detach. So, you know, I would recommend this bag, but just be very careful with these straps, okay? I said I was gonna do this in order, right? Guys, after COVID, my brain literally just stopped working. Like my memory was so bad. I've been trying to work on it. So we're gonna keep doing our Sudoku and see if that helps. Oh, okay, yes. If we are doing this in order, my next luxury bag, my friend was working under Kering, which houses, you know, Balenciaga, Gucci, and because I was working at Montclair, you know, instead of going to the Real and trying to get a used bag, I can go through my friend who can get me a discount and I can give them a discount. And they were able to get me this beautiful, at the time I was so obsessed with it, beautiful Gucci bag. And it has the chevron over here. It has the crossbody strap, and it has like a magnetic closure. Now this is not a bag that I necessarily regret, but I don't get a lot of use out of this. Now, 3 things to know. 1, if you're small, big bags are not that flattering. 2, I am a neutrals girl. I did love the color red. I don't know what possessed me to buy a red bag that I would constantly walk around in. I always pretty much wear beige, black, gray. Those were like my 3 things. So what possessed me to get a red bag, I don't know, but in a way it's still very useful. Now that I don't wear it all the time and it is quite large, and I can throw my laptop in it, and I can, you know, take it to meetings, and I can take it as like a carry-on for when I travel. I typically put like all of like my little essentials and my hair straightener. It's pretty spacious, this bag, and you can see that I kind of like beat it up, like she's losing her shape. But she's doing well. On to the next Gucci bag that I had purchased. I finally had learned, because I was biking a lot at the time, by the way, guys, you might want a bag that you can just cross body and make your life easy with. You want to be hands-free, you want to be able to bike, you want to walk around in the city and feel safe. This is also like a little bit around COVID, and guys, let me tell you, New York City was not safe around COVID. Like, sidebar, again, working at Montclair, I remember there was like a lot of burglaries, and I remember a guy came in and I was the only one on the sales floor, and he looked around and I saw him and I was gonna ask him if he needed help, and as soon as I was about to do so, he just picked up a bunch of coats, walked out. Those coats are like $2,000, $3,000 each. Walked out. I don't know why I didn't care about my life. I ran after him and I was like, hey, what the hell are you doing? And he yelled back at me and he was like, I'll be back. B word. I don't want my YouTube video to get blocked. So anyway, he was like, I'll be back, B word. And he actually came back with like 15 people, and he completely like robbed our store. And I was just like, I didn't feel very safe anymore. So I do have a story for everything, yeah? Okay, I'm very talkative. I was that kid in elementary school that the teacher had to move constantly, and when she did move, I would still talk to another kid. I'd be like, hey, what are you up to? Blah, 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 blah. And my report card was good. I would pay attention, but when it came to that, the comment section was, good kid, talks a lot, you know? So my poor mom had a lot of work to do. To the main story, the next bag that I ended up purchasing was this beautiful Gucci wallet on chain. Now this to me, because I was saying, one, being small, two, just needed something compact, three, you know, I wore a lot of neutrals. This bag was the perfect piece for me. It was around $1,600 or so at the time that I had bought it, if I'm not mistaken. And typically I was always a gold jewelry girl, so I was like, no, I'm gonna get a gold jewelry bag. Oh no, I ruined it. This was actually after my Saint Laurent purchase, which we're gonna get to right after. But these silver chains are really, really cool to me. They're kind of like rock and roll, they're a little hardcore. I don't wear this bag crossbody like this because of how short I am. I do have to wrap the chain around, but I thought that the Dionysus print is so beautiful, and I think even like on a plain outfit like this, it adds a little bit more of like a texture, a print, something that's eye-catching. We spoke about this, and I've said to you guys that I do not like print. This is what I meant. I do not like Gucci written like across, to each their own. I do like though a little logo that's reminiscent of like the vintage vibes or like the classic era. So this is always gonna be a favorite. I know everybody had looked at me when I purchased it and they were like, what are you doing? Gucci is out of style. Gucci to me is not out of style. A print like this to me is not out of style, and I know that I'll always love this. And this is a very useful bag. Cons about it, this area right here, your lipstick will fall out, so you have to put it in the zipper. However, this is a very spacious wallet on chain. So one of my favorite bags. Still use it till this day. The bag that I had purchased right before the Gucci bag was this Saint Laurent wallet on chain. And again, this was during that era of me wanting a crossbody, of me wanting something more compact. And I was just so obsessed with the Saint Laurent monogram, and the envelope chevron is such a beautiful detail. I do still and will always love this monogram. I do think it's so chic and classy, and you know, kind of dresses any outfit up. And I love the fact that this chain is detachable and that you can kind of just wear this as a clutch. Now this one is not super spacious, I'd say, but it's beautifully designed. I got the caviar. The same goes for my Chanel bags. I got the caviar because I am a little bit rough with my items. I think that this was a wonderful purchase, and on days when I feel a little bit more elevated, a little bit more chic, this is the most beautiful piece for me to have and throw on. And even like this gold chain right here, I mean, guys, it's just a wonderful piece. You can't go wrong. On to the next bag. This bag right here needs a lot of help, but I am going to mention it because this is a Louis Vuitton pouch. The reason I mention it is because this only cost me $250 on Trade-C. It's always going to be in season. I had to replace the strap. I also have to replace the zipper, so it's so sad. However, she's so cute. Just throw her on with like a beige outfit or any outfit really, and she's just a really cool girl bag. It doesn't fit too much, but it fits just enough. Your wallet, your keys, your credit card, and your phone, and then you're out. You don't have anything in your hands. And speaking of Louis Vuitton, Louis, the bag that I have been wearing so much is this beautiful clutch right here. I had tried on the smaller version, and I thought that it wasn't going to be as useful. Now this was the bag that I used pretty much all of this week because I was really lazy to change out my bag, and I was pretty much stuck at home and working all day. So when I did go out, I just kept the same bag. and there's a lot of stuff in here. I don't really have a lot of Louis Vuitton bags. I only have 2 bags plus this clutch. So I figured, hey, I do want something with a monogram and kind of add a little bit of more texture, a little bit of more eye-catching details. And I think that classic monograms like this always feel so elevated to me. So I kind of just purchased this clutch. Guys, my mic just died. Bag that I love so much that I also regret having is this Jacquemus bag. Now let me go ahead and start off by saying that Jacquemus is one of the most beautiful designers to me. I do think that all of his pieces are gorgeous. Their art so tasteful and so thought out, and I think even the way he markets everything is done in such a beautiful manner, and I kind of just want to get into his mind, you know. It's really a great place, so much so that I even have the Jacquemus book as my coffee table book. But with that being said, this bag, oh, sorry, sidebar. I was so obsessed with the mini bag trend before it was a huge trend. And this mini bag, and I was like, what bag is that? And it was the mini Jacquemus bag. So I went ahead and I was like, who is this guy? And I looked him up and I was so obsessed with it. He did come out with this baby right here that I love so much. But as you can see, she is so stained, and I had already paid $400 to fix that stain. This bag cost about $1,000 something, so to have to clean it for $400 was not the best. Now I know you have to be careful with suede, I do know this, but I can't go out with this bag in the rain. I can't go out with it in the summertime. I sweat, and when I sweat, it leaves a mark. So beautiful baby. Would I tell you that you should get this? No. Would I tell you that you should get the Bambino? I believe it's called Bambino. Would I tell you that you should get this in another material? Yes. Did it come in a classic leather in beige? No. So I ended up getting the beige suede. I do wish it was just a simple grain leather, not suede, because it's hard to upkeep. But the beige color is so beautiful. However, I do think I might be selling this baby soon, so we'll have to figure that out. I love her, and I do love, you know, kind of my neutral colors like I was saying earlier, which leads me into my next bag. This is the Chanel mini flap in white with silver detailing, and she is just so beautiful to me, and I love and I take care of her, and I wear her almost everywhere. Was, you know, kind of my staple all summer long. And even in the winter months, like I kind of wore her a lot. I was originally looking at the beige Diana, and the beige Diana has a beautiful kind of vintage look, and it's so classic and it's so clean, but I felt like I had enough beige brownish bags, and I kind of wanted a nice bright white color. So the only downside of this bag is that the color transfer is very real. I tried to clean her a lot, but as you can see, it's very brown, and I try not to wear denim if I am wearing this bag. Another Chanel bag. I was finally able to get my hands on this beautiful baby here, and I was so obsessed with her. As you can see, she is a small double flap. She's just beautiful. I love this bag. I think I've been waiting my whole life for something like this. She is the perfect amount of space, perfect size for someone small, very useful, very durable. Do I think with the price increases that you need to buy a Chanel flap? No, but we're here. Since we're talking about the Real, I have one last bag from the Real. This is the Dior saddle bag. This is a really cool girl bag. I ended up wearing her pretty much all of last year. I forgot about all of my other bags, and she became the it bag for me. Now, I think that the saddle bag will always be a classic, a staple. However, this bag does not fit a lot. With that being said, because of the shape, I can't really put my phone unless I kind of like strategically position it to fit properly in the bag. And that is the only issue I have with this bag. Otherwise, this bag is lovely. Almost nearing the end of this video, I have just 2 more bags to share with you. It is this beautiful Dior bag. I don't ever regret too much, but some of my choices, my impulsive choices. So I was in Italy, and I was just constantly thinking about this mini Lady Dior bag. To me, it's not even a bag. It's almost like a small leather good, if you may. I don't think it's really a bag. It barely fits a phone. It doesn't even fit the phone. If you guys actually, I've posted a video. I did do a poll, and it was gonna be the box bag or it was gonna be this micro Lady Dior, and you guys voted the micro Lady Dior. My issue is this is more of a summer color, the light blue. I couldn't wear it too much. It is beautiful, and while I do love the crossbody option and how tiny she is, she's just not a very functional bag, let's face it. This is probably my most worn, my favorite, most useful, I got my money's worth bag. This is the Saint Laurent Sac de Jour. I got this about a year and a half ago, and I think that this is one of the most useful bags that I've ever had, one of the most perfect size bags, very functional. Now this bag comes with a crossbody strap, and I think if you really need it, you can put it on. I don't typically wear it. I do think that the handlebars are very chic. I've worn it so many times. If you see on my page, when I was in Capri, I saw the ostrich, kind of like pistachio green sac de jour, and I fell in love. I didn't get a chance to get it. I didn't think it was gonna be very useful for me, but she's definitely on my wish list. If you want a Birkin and you're not there yet, she is definitely a great kind of, option. Got this leather, it's very stiff and clean. You have the accordion sides right here to kind of give it like some structure and shape. This never loses her shape. I can put a lot in here, and your money goes a long way, and she's very useful. She's very versatile. It can go from day to night. You can take it to work and fit everything that you need, but if you end up meeting your girlfriends at the bar or something, it's still not very large where it's like, oh, what do you have inside that briefcase? I think it's classic and it will never go out of style. Aside of that, the accordion is expandable, obviously, so you can just pop that open and create more room in her. Yeah, last but not least, we saved the best for last, right? So that's my baby, the Sac de Jour. And I will go ahead and link all of my bags underneath. Now I have a huge wish list, and I feel like what girl doesn't? I know that the puzzle bag was huge, and I always think about it here and there, and I do think that it's still on my wish list. I still want that beige Diana Chanel flap, a Bottega mini Jody in that suede gray. That's such a beautiful color. I love gray bags. I want a gray bag. I also want the gray Chanel Coco Luxe. I do think that that's a gorgeous bag to have. And I remember when I was looking at it, my friends were like, oh my god, that's such an old lady bag. I'm an old lady. I'm an old lady in so many ways. I was raised by my grandmother, but the gray mini Jody, that suede gray that looks kind of like a thunderstorm or the afters of a thunderstorm, is so chic. I do remember when I was working, I had this woman come in and she was talking to me, and we ended up just getting into the whole of things, and she was talking to me about Bottega. She was a mature lady, and I remember she said to me, she goes, oh my god, I don't like the way they changed Bottega. I love the way Daniel Lee had changed Bottega, by the way. I just don't know how it became so problematic with him, but she did mention the Intrecciato, and I do remember my aunt had an Intrecciato Bottega bag growing up, and now I see it all over the place, and I always just thought that that weave was so beautiful. You know what she ended up telling me? She said Bottega's slogan was, when your own initials are enough. And then of course that's in regards to the Intrecciato and how distinct it was to the Bottega brand, and how when you see that, you know that that's Bottega and that's a luxury piece. And I think that is truly, I remember when she said that, to her, showing your personality, you have a quality piece, you know what you're talking about, you don't need to shove it down people's throats, and people will, if they know that that's a quality item, they will know. You guys see how long I've been working to make this video for you? It was daylight when I started making it, and now it is evening. What were you guys in love with? What didn't you love? Did you find this video useful? Please comment in the section below. I am really looking forward to hearing from you guys. Also, if you guys have tips on how to grow your hair, I am also looking forward to that. I thoroughly enjoyed making this video for you, and I really hope that you've enjoyed it as well. I will see you guys next Friday. Bye, my love.